Hello, in this tutorial I am going to explain how to write test cases. I am taking the example of writing test cases on Gmail. So I will explain how to write test cases. First, open the MS Excel to write the test cases. So this is one I have created. I will take as a new. So in this there are some important or essential fields which we are going to put in it. So what I am saying is that these fields are important, but I am not saying that this is the same format you have to follow exactly. So you can, there are the several different formats of writing the test cases. This is, in this way I will put the basic and important fields which will be the effective in writing test cases. So first we write the test case ID. Then after the test case ID there is test title. And third one is our description. And the fourth one is our test cases steps. And fifth one we will write the expected output. And the fifth one we will write the actual output. And the last we will write the status. So this is the basic format which we can follow on writing any test cases. So first I will explain these fields. In test case ID, in every test case which we create, we assign an ID. By this it is able to identify those test cases easily. We means we will add it as a ID for further consideration that it will identify easily. So I am putting it as a TC01, means test case 01. So after that there is a test title in which we put that as we are using the Gmail login, as we are writing the Gmail login test case, so we will write it on our test title. After this there is a description in which we describe what we are testing, what we are writing for testing. Like we will put here as testing login functionality of Gmail, as we are testing the login functionality, so we write it on in the description field. So in the test case steps, means in this we will write what steps our tester is going to perform, means while doing these activities what steps we have performed. So which that will come on the test case steps. In the expected result, like if we execute these steps, what is going to be expected result, and after that by performing these steps the actual result will be filled by the tester who is actually testing the test case on the real scenario. So, and if the expected result and actual result matches, then the status will be pass, and or both are different, then it will, in the status, in that case the status will be fail. So we will start writing the test cases on Gmail login. So the first precondition is that we should have the web browser. I am using the Mozilla. Let's open the web browser. The first step which we perform is opening the web browser, in which we will write, we will open the Gmail. And after as I am already logged in to the ID, let's me log out the ID. As you see, if I enter the gmail.com on the web browser, then the Gmail for entering the email page should is opening. So in this, the second step, we will have a type the valid email ID. So I am typing the valid email ID, and then we click on the next, and then the page for entering the password is open. Then we click on sign in button. Then after clicking on the signing button, we enter into our mail ID. So these are the steps which we perform to enter into our mail ID. For logging into our mail ID, we will write these steps on our Excel sheet. So on the first step, what we have performed, we will write it on the first step. On the first, I have opened the web browser, open the www.gmail.com on web browser. So we will write it as our first step, that we open a web browser. So secondly, what we performed after opening the web browser, the for entering the mail id page gets open. So we entered a valid email id over here, so we will write it on our next step, that type valid gmail id in mail id section. So this is our second step which we perform, and after entering the valid gmail id in mail id section, we click on the next button. So we'll put it our third step, that click on the next button. Then after clicking on the next button, what we perform, we type the valid password. So we will put it on our fourth step, that enter the correct password. Then after entering the correct password, we click on the sign in button. So we will put it as a fifth step, that click on sign in button. So these are the steps which we have performed, and after that we log in into our email id. Then after that we will put the expected output. After performing the first step, what we are expecting is that we are expecting that Gmail home page should open. So, and after that, after typing the Gmail valid id and click on the next button, we are expecting that one web page which gives an option to enter password should open. As we are expecting it, so we are writing it as an expected form. So after opening the password page, then we enter correct password in it, and after clicking on the sign in button, we are expecting that user should log in into the Gmail. So these are our expected output which we are expecting. So now we will put actual output which is put it by the tester who are testing the scenarios, real scenarios. So the actual output is done by performing the steps. So what we have performed, that open the Gmail on web browser. So we have opened the Gmail on web browser. Then what we find that Gmail homepage should open. So the Gmail homepage is opening. So we will write it as actual result, that Gmail homepage is open. Gmail homepage is opening. So after the Gmail homepage opening, when we perform the second and third step, one web page which gives an option to enter password should open. So when we write our valid email ID and click on next button, then a for entering the password page is opening. So what we are expecting, that one web page which gives an option to enter the password should open, and it is actually happening. So we will put it as an actual result that it is opening. So when we perform next, enter the correct password and click on the sign in button, then user should log in into the Gmail. So let's see what is happening over there. When we click on the sign button, we are actually logging into the Gmail account. So we will put it as our actual result that user is logged into the Gmail. So as we see here that the expected output and actual output is same, then the tester will put it as a pass. But if these actual output is not saying the same, then the tester will put it as a fail. So as all are same, then we put it as a pass. So this is the basic format which we follow by using these fields. It will you can create the more test cases on it by writing the valid and invalid functionalities, that by entering the correct and incorrect password or invalid Gmail ID. So this is the basic which will be beneficial for all. Then I hope you got the idea of writing the test cases, that how we write the test cases on a simple web based application. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.